Welcome back, people of Wraith, to another Market Watch. As always, be sure to leave that like, be sure to hit that subscribe button. If you're already subscribed, thank you, I appreciate you. And let me know in the comments section down below, what's something you think should get fixed on the ban list? Do you think they should unban cards? Do you think they should ban cards? As we're waiting for the ban list, I want to talk about some cards that I think are pretty interesting. Let's get started with Liath. The Marble Liath's actually been surprising me. He hasn't been doing too good, but I think a lot of people are starting to figure the deck out. Only 8 on the market, essentially close to 170 for all the copies. Leave them hanging. This is super cheap for Majestic. Guys, if you don't have this and you're thinking about Liath, just be sure you have this. I mean, you can get a playset with shipping. It's going to be a little more, but maybe like $4 you can get a playset here. Looks like a lot of one. Here's Nerd Rage Gaming, 9, so 3 playsets. This card is super powerful. Being able to intimidate on your opponent's turn can give you a crazy amount of value. And then of course we have the extended art from Super Slam. Essentially $23, very slowly going to 24. Not bad for one of the EA cold foils. Personally, I would just get the non-foils, save yourself a little bit of money. But these do look amazing if you're a Liath main. Rampart of Ram's Head. The Jump Pack 2 version is going down. This is a lot more of a fair price. Last time we looked at them, I think they were around 60. Seeing them closer to 38, 40. It's not bad. If you really want to pick one up, it wouldn't feel bad doing it. As always, I tell you guys just wait for the next Gem Pack season before getting anything from the current Gem Pack. I mean, we're going to be in this season the whole December, the whole next year until Compendium comes out. So I could see this dropping down even lower if you want to wait. The OG Rampart, about $53 for the rainbow foil. Let's check the cold foil real quick. Cold foil not bad. It's about 64, 65. So yeah, if you really want to get out the blink out Rampart, 64-ish is not bad for one. I mean, these are lightly played. The first near mint, essentially 65. Not too bad for a nice shield. Pallades Marble, this one's surprising me. This is 120, so not too bad. RKO Marble, this one I think is like the best one for Super Slam. So comparing all the Super Slam heroes, I was so surprised to see Liath at like 160. But RKO I think is going to be pretty good. I mean, maybe after the ban list, maybe if there's some port from Compendium, he could be doing good. Around 142, pretty much. Not bad. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of buying Marvel heroes. Tough Nut, lowest of the bunch, about 117, very slowly going to 120. Hopefully they give him something extra in Super Slam. I mean, Tough Nut is just down bad. I don't want to see more Olympias, more Betsy's, but I think Tough Nut has potential to be great. Channel the Tranquil Domain Cold Foil. I think this is pretty crazy for a beautiful looking card, and I think it has some pretty good applications. I mean, if you're Verdance, you can run this into Prism. Maybe like if you're like playing an LL, they can have a lot more applications. But it's a Earth block 3, and you can get rid of auras, which is pretty good. I mean, for 12, $13 for a cold foil, slowly going to like 17. It's not bad. I definitely think there'll be a point in time where this is just seen play in the meta, and this can definitely shoot up from, the 13 that we're seeing it at to something like 20, maybe even 30. Arcanite Fortress kind of goes along with Liath, and also it's just a legendary generic. Right now we're seeing it, here's one for like 27, so you get a little discount, but then pretty much 31, 31. Yeah, not bad. These generic legendaries always tend to go up over time. I mean, even by the graph. Let's see the 1 year graph. Yeah, look, it started out about 16, and we're seeing them now about 26, 27. So not bad if you don't have this. I think it's definitely worth picking up just because it's a generic. The alternate art, pretty much $60 once these start going. We're looking more towards 64. If you don't really want to pay like the extra $30 to see that man's face, I think that's completely valid. But these do look amazing. The extended art equipment. Arcanite Skullcap from Everfest. The non-foils about 37, 38. Let's see, this was the reprint. Yeah, so there's no foil versions of this. So not bad, but personally I always recommend just getting the rainbow foil instead of like saving $2 pay those extra dollars. You can get a rainbow foil version near mint, 38, 38, slowly going to 40. I would not recommend getting the cold foil, but let's see, 900, pretty much 1,000. Yeah, I don't know if these are gonna sell. Looks like one sold a couple months ago for 700. It's always interesting to me looking at these like first ed OG cards. They're so expensive, but don't really like looking over them because I don't think they're realistic. I'm not sure if these are gonna sell. Maybe on a private market they would. Sigil of Brilliance, just like Liath, I think Ailio has potential after the ban list and maybe with some new cards from Compendium. This Marvel has always been a little crazy even when Ailio wasn't doing too good. It's only 5 listing on the market, so if you have some, I'll definitely put them up. Let's see if there's any sales around these prices. Wow, 2 sold for 225, so yeah, the prices are real. Not too long ago either. But before that, 180, 160. Yeah, if you guys have a Marvel Sigil Brilliance, could be worth selling. I mean, it's a nice chunk of change here. Then we got the non-foils. I think these were like at 20 something crazy at one point, so I'm glad to see them closer to like affordable price range for Ailio. Essentially $9, slowly going to like 10. Not bad. And if Ailio keeps doing good, I could just see this going up more and more. I mean, I feel like Ailio is right below the Syndro Gravy Verdance tier, so maybe like A plus. And I think after the ban list, Ailio could be doing some serious work. The Marvel Ailio, about 140, slowly, very slowly going to 150. Couple sales, so. Aether Bindings of Third Age. I always talk about this card. I think it's a little underrated for a legendary. It's still pretty cheap, so it's still a good time to get yours if you don't have yours. Lately played 829, but I'd probably just get the near mint for pretty much $9. Let's see the cold foil. Cold foil, we're looking about a Japanese for 21. Then we're looking at 27, 27. I think either way is good. Spend extra money for the cold foil or save money and just have the card. Whatever you guys want to do. This is never financial advice. Channel Lightning Valley, another great Ailio and Lightning card. And the awesome thing about this with Ailio, sometimes they can't prevent all the arcane you're doing, so sometimes the draw is guaranteed. Looking at 13, very slowly going to 15. Cold foil, this has always been a little crazy, but 70, 70, slowly going to 73, 75. The Aurora alternate art marble, it's going absolutely crazy. I think this is Silver Age hype, or maybe the collectors have just gotten all of them out of the market. I'm not sure why you'd be playing Aurora over Briar right now in Silver Age. Maybe this is just people preparing for the future when Briar gets banned, because the Runeblades are running crazy in Silver Age. Or maybe people just like Aurora more as she's less prone to bricking. Maybe she can play better with her hands and doesn't run into those Runeblade hands as often as Briar does. But regardless, if you have one, it's probably a good time to sell it. Pretty much all the listings are 200, 210, 250. Let's see the past sales. Okay, they haven't really sold for more than 80, 100. So these prices are kind of crazy. I don't think they'll sell for this, but if you have one, not a bad time to sell it. The OG, or I should say non-alternate art, sitting about 45, slowly going to 50. Only 7 on the market. Nothing too crazy. Briar, absolutely insane. Don't think it'll sell for 275. This is like essentially 350. This is crazy. Last sold, wow, 187 has an actual sale. And then 120, pretty much 120, 100. Briar, a classic hero, and she's great in Sage, but this is crazy price. Shadowrealm Horror. I think this card is really underrated. I know Levia needs a lot of help, but this card is so powerful for a Majestic under $3, slowly going to 4. I think this is so powerful at pretty cheap, so definitely have your copies if you're a Levia fan, if you're thinking of playing her. Now, I want to talk about Fire That Burns Within. I don't know if you guys have seen this card, but pretty sure it just says when you attack, discard Phoenix Flame. If you do, draw a card, this gets +2. I think after Syndra gets hit and after Compendium comes out, Fi could be a good choice for Draconic Ninja. And maybe forget another card that plays with Phoenix Flame. Personally, I would want a card that can be treated as Phoenix Flame so we can start playing Phoenix form. I think Fi could be a real threat. You know, we still don't know if he's going to get more support than that card. Hopefully he does. For a Majestic that has a pretty high ceiling, and this is like how much like bulk commons are, so it's super cheap. I think it's definitely worth picking up if you're a Fi fan. There's also the extended art, which is pretty cheap as well, essentially $3, $4 with shipping for the extended art. Or if you just want to pick up the non-foil, make sure you have your copies. Flame Call Awakening, another great Fi card. Extended art, because I'm pretty sure the non-foil is just like bulk price. But for the EA, here you can get a playset, and I think you'll get free shipping. So, not bad. But we're looking at close to $3. Very, very slow. Yeah, whole first page is like 3 to 350. This seller has 5. This seller has 22. So get your playset. I think Fi could be a real thing after Compendium, after the ban list. Once he gets more support and once Syndra gets toned down a bit. Even at the last Worlds, Ellie Bird did pretty good with Fi. So don't sleep on Fi. Spreading Flames. If Syndra gets hit and maybe she starts running more blue base, or even just talking in regards to Fi, I think this card is pretty cheap for a Majestic that kind of has an Art of War effect. Art of War like. 250, 250, very slowly going to 3 for the non-foils. Let's check out the rainbow foils. Rainbow foils pretty much the same price. I mean, at this point, I would just get my playset of rainbow foils. This seller has 11, so you can get your playset from here. Brainwash Cards also has a whole playset. Yeah, don't sleep on Spreading Flames. This is a very powerful card. Preach Modesty. I think it's super cheap right now from High Seas. I know currently it looks like a terrible card, and right now it kind of is. But I do think there'll be a day where this could be very strong. I mean, it doesn't let hero abilities create cards, so that can be something like Chain's Soul Shackles, like Enigma's Shield, Zen's like Tigers, and I know these heroes are all LL'd, but I'm saying in the future could be possible that heroes make cards with their abilities, and this could completely stop it. I think it also works against like Marlin, making her Goldfin Harpoon. Puffin can't make her Golden Cogs. Right now the card is not crazy good, but I think if you're a Ninja player, you should have yours. I'm definitely going to pick up my set soon. I mean, for this price, it's crazy. And I do think it'll see play at some point. But if you don't pick it up, you could be completely fine. I just think when Majestics are this cheap, I usually just try to get my set. Essentially 25 cents, slowly going to like 50 cents. Whole first page is 50 cents. Definitely something to think about. Now, the Slippy Armory deck has been revealed. We are getting another reprint of Hunter's Clave, which I think is pretty awesome, as well as some equipment that I don't think is crazy, but I think it's Sage legal, so that's pretty good. One copy of Infiltrate, one Undercover Acquisition. So these are Majestics. I think it's interesting that they got reprinted, but no Leave No Witnesses, so that's kind of good. And we also see a reprint of Shred, which I think is a great reprint, as Shred was getting kind of expensive for a little Dynasty rare. If you guys want to go over this on yourself, I'll leave it on the description. But as Leave No Witnesses is not there, I do think it's going to spike up personally as new players come into the game. The Slippy deck is looking really good for new players. Leave No Witnesses, essentially 17 bucks for quite a while, slowly going to 20. Let's look at the rainbows. Okay, TCG's not gonna let me look at the rainbows. Let's just do it manually. Rainbow foils, essentially 27 with shipping. Let's check one more time. Okay, more accurate price is about 25 for the rainbow foils. So as always, make your own choice, not financial advice. Get the non-foil for 17, spend a little bit of extra, get the rainbow foils. It's your call. Codex of Frailty, I do think these will see an uptick as people are picking up the Armory decks. So I think this is the last time I can tell you guys pick these up while they're cheap. I think these have been hovering around 28, 29 for quite a while. Look at the rainbow foil copy here, super cheap. The seller only has 40 sales, so be mindful if you're gonna buy that. But yeah, for a rainbow foil copy, essentially just as much as the non-foil. Not too bad. The OG printing is pretty much the same thing. So definitely pick them up sooner than later if you're a Ranger fan. If you're an Assassin player and you don't have them for some reason, the Rainbow Foil OG codexes are, this is actually a pretty good pickup. Essentially 32 for quite a while, and then slowly going to 33, 35. But I do think these will most likely go up out of all of them, just because they're probably the hardest ones to get. OG Rainbow Foil, of course, not counting the Marvel. So I think with the Armory deck coming out, definitely this is your last chance to get them for this good price. Because of Death, also not on the Armory deck. I think it's also worth picking up if you don't have it. Pretty much $4, slowly going to like 5. We got a couple rainbow foils here for a little over 5. Definitely a good time to pick it up. I do think this will be buying a lot as the Armory deck comes out and new players hop into the game, or even just people start picking up Assassin. The EA Cold Foil Kiss of Death, essentially 87, slowly going to 90. Last but not least, finally we got more Huntsman Marvels. Both lightly played for some reason, but 180, 180. If you guys have Marks, yeah, Huntsman, not Marksman. Huntsman Marvel, definitely a good time to sell it. He's been doing a lot better than he ever has, and we actually have sold listings for 225, 208, which is pretty crazy. Someone got moderately played for 65. Yeah, crazy times we're living in. As always, thank y'all so much for watching. Please be sure to hit a like, hit that subscribe button, and be sure to let me know what changes you would make to the format using the band list. Of course, this is not financial advice. I think I forgot to say in the beginning, so I already know the comment section is going to be cooking me, but I think I said it somewhere in the middle of the video. Not financial advice. Peace.